Hey guys, welcome back to Maverick Watch Reviews. Today we have the Seiko Prospex Great White Special Edition 200 meter diver, and this is model number SRPD21, and the JDM model number is SBDY031. And as usual, we're going to open this thing up, look at all the features and functions, check out the build quality, wearability, and loom, and then I'll let you know what I think of this brand new Great White Turtle Special Edition. Also, make sure you check out my Amazon shopping channel for all of my favorite watches that I've reviewed on this channel, and be sure to visit my Teespring merch store. I've totally redesigned all of my t-shirts and my mugs. I think they look really cool, so make sure you head on over there and pick one up if you like them. I'll make sure to put both of those links in the description field for you. So here you go, typical Seiko watch box. You guys already know what comes in these, but I've got to show you. And spoiler alert, I love this watch. This is easily my favorite special edition turtle. I love this thing, and I'm going to explain to you why here in a minute. Let's get this off the watch pillow. Let me show you what you get. You get your instruction manual for your 4R36 and some of the other movements, and of course you get your warranty instruction booklet and your warranty card back there. All right. Guys, when I saw this watch, I just had to have it, man. It is really, really nice looking. And like I said, easily my favorite special edition turtle. Not the rarest, not the most expensive, but definitely my favorite. And I'm going to explain to you why here in just a minute. Let's go ahead and go over the specs, though. You're looking at a 45mm stainless steel case. It's 13mm thick. It's 47.7mm lug to lug. It's on a 20mm stainless steel bracelet. Of course, it's got the Hardlex crystal. It's water resistant to 200 meters, which is 660 feet. It's got the 4R36 movement with a 41-hour power reserve. It's got a non-signed screw-down crown over there at 4 o'clock. It's got a screw-down special edition case back, and I'll show you that a little bit later as well. It is windable. It is hackable. You've got the date over there at 3 o'clock. You've got the day over there at 3 o'clock. Of course, it comes with Lumibright, and you've got a 60-click unidirectional bezel. Now, the bezel is where this watch absolutely shines. And I'm going to bring in my patty and show you the difference. And I'm actually going to show you some close-up pictures, and you'll see why the bezel is the real star of this show. If you notice, right there, this bezel is actually engraved. And there are a couple different things about this bezel that make it different from just the regular kind of stainless steel insert for the patty. Let me flip this over here. And again, I'm going to show you some close-up pictures here in just a minute. You're going to see the difference. You might be able to see it now. See how it's engraved and the patty is not? But really the only major differences to this watch, the major changes, are the dial, the bezel, and the crown. And let me show you the crown. The crown on this one is not polished, whereas on the patty it is polished. See, it's just brushed. It's kind of got that radial finish to it, that radial brushing. And the one on the patty is polished. And the bezel and the dial are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, just gorgeous. Look at the sunburst on the blue dial. Of course, you've got all the waves. And then right there, and let me move the minute hand. This is where the Great White's dorsal fin is. I don't know if you can see it right. There you go. Right next to the 8 o'clock index. I wish they had highlighted that dorsal fin a little bit better. Maybe outlined it in white or like a dark gray or something to, make it stand out a little bit more from the dial. I mean, the dial itself is gorgeous, but that's one of the reasons why you get this watch is for that great white dorsal fin over there by the 8 o'clock index. And I wish they had highlighted it just a little bit more. Not a big deal. But I wish they would have done it. It would have been really cool if they had highlighted that dorsal fin. Pretty cool. But let me go and show you some close-up pics, okay? Now, if you look on the left, you see those deep etched numbers and the concentric circles around the bezel. I don't know if you can see those. You should be able to see them pretty easily. And it gives the bezel like a depth and a texture. It's just really cool. This is what a bezel should look like on all of the Turtle reissues. It should have this bezel on every single one of them. Now, if you compare this to the patty version on the right-hand side, I'll go ahead and move them next to each other. You can see it's a flat bezel, no concentric circles. It's just a regular, aluminum insert bezel. But this one, it's much taller. Here's the next picture. It's much taller and much easier to grip. I mean, this is just a absolute stunner of a bezel. I love this thing. Now, if you look, the case is basically the same. There's no major differences in the case. They still have that kind of incline right here, and this makes it so comfortable on the wrist. If you can see right there, it just kind of angles down. And, you know, it's a typical cushion style case. You've got your drilled lugs there, highly polished. And it's basically the same case and bracelet from all of the other Turtle reissues. No changes that I can find on the case and the bracelet. The only changes, again, on this one are the special bezel, the special dial, and that the crown is not polished. Everything else is pretty much the same. The indexes seem to be filled with more loom. They seem to be a little bit bigger. And the indexes on the special edition, they have kind of like a, on the ledge, they have like a new silver metallic finish / paint. And then on the edges, they're extremely highly polished. I mean, this watch has got a nice amount of bling factor to it. It's really kind of hard to show you. They've just done something to the edge, the outer edge of each index, where it's like a silvery paint with like kind of like a glitter kind of finish. It's really hard to explain. And then when you go off the edges of the indexes are really highly polished. And it looks like they're using more loom as well. If you look at the difference between the patty and the special edition, it just looks like they're thicker, they're more filled out, they're just a little bit bigger. It's kind of hard to explain, man. The next major difference and only other difference I could find was the, I don't know if you want to call this like a dorsal fin second hand, or I don't know, like the tail. If you turn it this way, it's like the tail of a shark. See the second hand right there? Really cool. Nice little touch. Little touches like this, people really do pick up on. And I saw that immediately. Really cool. You know, again, I just wish they had highlighted that shark fin just a little bit more. Not a big deal. But guys, that's really about it for the changes to the watch. Again, everything else is the same. I wish they had maybe done something a little bit different with the bracelet. You know, maybe made it like a milled strap. I mean, a milled bracelet, but you know, Seiko loves these stamped metal. They love these stamped metal bracelets for some reason. I don't know why they can't, you know, spend a few more dollars and make these milled clasps just to add a little bit more class to the watch. It just looks so much nicer, and people really appreciate those milled clasps. If you look in the back of the watch, in the case back, again, you've got special edition right there. Everything else, again, is the same. All the laser etching is the same. The Seiko Tsunami logo is the same. You know, nothing really changes. It only changes on the dial and on the bezel. Let's talk a little bit more about this bezel. It is so much easier to grip, so much better than the previous versions or the, you know, non-special or limited editions. And drum roll, please. Look how well it lines up. Boom. Look at that, man. Has a nice click action to it, lines up perfectly. Well done, Seiko. Man, I think they're really starting to improve their quality control on their watches. They really heard a lot of the complaints, especially about these bezels not lining up. So they did a fantastic job. I love this watch, man. Really, really good looking watch. And you can see how tall that bezel is. You could also see it from the pictures I posted a little while ago. But just much improved bezel. I think their quality control, again, I think they're really improving, and they really listen to their customers. So let's go ahead and try this thing on. There you go. There's your wrist shot. Stunning dial. Look at the sunburst on that blue. And it's interesting because depending on how you look at the watch, it kind of almost has like a Rolex James Cameron, what is that? The Deep Sea. It kind of goes from a really dark blue to a light blue depending on how you look at the watch. So it almost has that gradation from the really dark blue to the light blue depending on how the light hits it. Man, fantastic looking watch. And that bezel really is the star. Look at that bezel. I wish they had done this from the get-go. I really do. Look at that. See how deeply etched that 50 is, that numeral 50 in all of them? Man, love this watch. All right, let's go ahead and give it a loom test. Let me kill the monitor and the studio light. Nice and dark in here. Look at it, it's already shining. I was hoping they would do some different color loom, but they didn't. There you go. There you go. Typical Seiko green Lumibrite. But very bright, very long lasting. Really nice, man. They've done a fantastic job with this watch. They really have. All right, let's cut everything back on. Let's go ahead and wrap this review up. I'd love to hear y'all's comments. This one's not that expensive. Again, it's a special edition. It's not a limited edition. So it's going to be around for a little while. Those limited editions are the ones that are going to skyrocket in price after 3 or 4 months because they only make, a couple thousand of them at a time. But this is a special edition, so this is going to be around for a while. But I've already seen prices for this jump up like 50 or 60 bucks in the last couple weeks. Currently, you can go on over to Amazon's website and pick one up for $393. So if you want one, I highly suggest you go get it now because I think this is going to be a special edition that's going to sell out pretty quickly. Even though, again, it's only a special edition and not a limited edition, people love this watch. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things, and I can definitely confirm why. This is a fantastic offering from Seiko, and if you like these reissue turtles, go out and get one, man. I love this watch. So anyway, like I said, I'll go and put a link in the description field, and make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell. All of us YouTubers really appreciate when you do that. It helps our stats. It helps everything we do. And, plus we just appreciate the fact that you like what we do for you. You like the reviews, and you value them, and you appreciate them. And, guys, I think you ought to go out and get this watch, man. I really do. So anyway, until the next review, I will see you later, and take care. All right, bye-bye.